patch today, but I'd consider this bigger news. This is actually pretty nuts. Yeah, I think it is. We did talk about this in the last video in this saga that's now ongoing. It does seem like this is the world we live in now, so we'll see how it plays out. I'm actually optimistic. But first things first, they actually changed the ability to line of sight Veximus, which we talked a little bit about on stream the other day. I don't really think I'll ever see it done either way, but it's a very powerful thing you can do. So that's no longer possible. They are also changing the thundering effects. If you guys haven't seen this, um, I think this is all you really need to see right here. Heard feedback from players that safely removing the mark on the tank player can be overly dangerous in many situations. Tank players will still have the option of being involved in removing marks of lightning, but we believe this change will offer players increased flexibility. So they're making it so the tank, it says prefers. I assume that means like always, because I'm pretty sure that's what I read was that like literally always get the plus symbol, and there's always 3 plus symbols now or something like that. And some people had asked questions about why they did that, and they kind of explained it here, but I'll elaborate on that. Basically, there's like a lot of times when I simply can't go and clear it. Like if I go and clear it, it's going to be a huge detriment to the fight, and not only just like to the success rate of the DPS, but also to their survival. Like we have to actually not face the boss a certain way, or not move the mobs, or not drag them through something. You know what I mean? And there's some affixes that make that even worse. So I would definitely imagine that this is going to make the affix feel better for the tank roll, but it's already been literally this is how I've been playing it anyway. I'm not moving, so you guys want to come to me, you can. I think that does pose its own problem though, simply because melee DPS or range DPS will come in and get hit by a frontal or something like that. So anyway, Halls of Valor, this is the big one. That's why we're making the video. Pretty much everything. Olmir and Solstein, this is the 2 mobs before Herja, 25% health nerf. Valajar Aspirant, Marksman, Purifier, all 20 and 10% health nerfs. Health of 4 Kings, all 4 of them, 20% health nerf. Valajar Champions, no longer used in Rage Regeneration, which was their small heal, which I don't really know how much that was attributing to the length of the pack, but Eben Warg, no longer used Ferocious Bite. Okay. God King Skovald is now less verbose. Apparently, that means that he will not do his RP. I don't know. Had anybody seen that yet? Let me know. Haven't done it, obviously. Herja, health 10% reduced. That's a pretty big deal, to be honest. And Fenrir, also 10%. And now the bleed only has a 30-second duration, which, I mean, it being infinite never mattered. Like, you're not going to fight this fight for 5 minutes one way or the other and live through it. So, but still, that's a very nice change there. And then they didn't change Odin's health, which I'm shocked by, to be honest, because I felt like he's the one that needed the most health change. But he did also do way too much damage with that whole runic brand situation, so the periodic damage has been reduced on that. So this is it. This is crazy to me. I don't really know what to say about all this, but it does seem like instead of adjusting timers, they're going to be doing this kind of thing. And they did a few other changes, Nokhud Offensive as well, 20% for the Stormcaster's health. Balakar Khan, so that's a big deal for that first segment that we go through. Balakar Khan's static spear prefers not to target the same player for subsequent casts, and the area of effect damage has been reduced, which is kind of big. This second part, I don't know exactly how big of a nerf these two things will be together, but as you've seen probably a few times on the stream now, that boss is pretty much unkillable on Tyrannical higher, like 20 plus. So I'm having a lot of trouble getting that key upgraded, even though it seems like such an easy dungeon. You get there and you just wipe 3 times the last boss, and then people leave. But also, this is kind of a big deal too. Tira and Maruk, the bond thing is now 15 yards. So if you saw me talk about in I Milk Monks, the review I did a couple days ago, that's less needed now. The whole kiting strategy, the whole moving strategy, 15 yards now instead of 10 yards. Honestly, I wonder if that's enough to not even have to worry about it. They might have completely really changed the foundation of that encounter. So let me know what you guys think about this. I'll tell you right now. Thanks, Java. I will tell you guys right now that this is probably what we're going to keep seeing, I think. I will say that I would imagine this is the world we live in now. I really do. I don't know why. I can't come up with any real reason why, other than that they're just, they have some kind of collective pool of time that all the dungeons need to be occupied in, and they will not increase the timer on those dungeons because of that. Now, Halls is certainly one of them, because they did just nerf the timer like substantially coming out. Like they made the whole dungeon shorter. They removed a bunch of mobs from it and stuff. So, does this help with that? I don't know. You tell me. Somebody actually in the Discord. Let me see if I can read the message real quick. Yeah, he says he found a log Total damage dealt was 771 million. And apparently, and I'm not going to be 100% confident in saying that this is definitely the case, the Nerfs would take off 49 million of that 771 million. So certainly that is going to add a lot of time to the key, one way or the other. So let me know what you guys think about this. Do you like this strategy of them nerfing the health instead of changing the timer? Especially in this dungeon, it seems adequate though, because in the previous situation we talked about with Azure Vault, that was like only a couple mobs. It really didn't feel like that was the way to do it. But this one is a lot more appropriate because I never really felt like Halls was that tight anyway. So thank you for watching. We'll see you guys soon.